Hey beautiful soul seeker, it's Fiona and you're with Siren Soul, helping you to ignite your happiness and soul's purpose. What we're talking about today is deepening intimacy with yourself. Now what this means is nothing particularly sexy, and in fact it's quite the opposite. It's about revealing your dark side, facing the shadow. Now what does this actually mean? This means to become aware of what's going on in your subconscious mind. You see, our mind is made up of a conscious and a subconscious, and of course we still have our higher self as well. Now the subconscious is really the ruler as a human. We tend to train our subconscious, especially between the age of 0 to 7. When as a human we are programmed, we are conditioned by life, by society, by our parents, and everything that we witness, we think to be true, and we store it as a memory, and we revert back to it whenever we need to, or whenever something that's in our present life reminds us of that time. Now what this is great for is protecting ourselves, so we know when to ward off danger. However, what happens often is that we've got so used to protecting ourselves that we start to react in accordance to these familiar ways we've been acting all our life. And sometimes some of these protectors that are on autopilot in our subconscious are in fact blocking us from living out our dreams. Now I'm going to give you some examples so that this is more clear for you. You see, when we have been hurt in a relationship, for example, we put up a little barrier in front of our heart because we don't like that experience, so we learn that that was bad. A lot like if as a kid we touched a hot element on the stove. We learn pretty fast never to do that again. So you can see that is quite helpful, but learning to open your heart after protecting it for so long is what's going to happen if we have to have these other untoward experiences. So we need to play this game of discerning between what is really helpful for us and helping us move forward for happiness, and what is really just something that is a trained way of being. We need to shed light, become aware of that darkness, and this is often referred to as shadow work, really illuminating aspects of ourselves that are not working for us and causing us to repeat patterns and blocks. But there's also other stuff in there that we've denied and hidden from the world, both consciously and unconsciously, because we thought it wasn't very good to be that way in our society. It's what we learned was inappropriate. Maybe as a child it wasn't acceptable in your household to be emotional or be overly a feeling type of person, empathetic, and therefore going through life you think at first that is the wrong way to handle situations, the wrong way to behave. In fact, the opposite is true. If you do happen to be an emotional, sensitive person, this can be your golden gift. For me, it allows me to be super intuitive, but as a child, it just wasn't understood. So when we understand that we have had these experiences that we were told were wrong or bad, or we were condemned for being a certain way, we have to actually get deeply honest with ourselves and go, but is it true? Is it really true? No, it's not. It was just not really what the person in my life at the time was happy to see. In fact, often we need to shed the past so that we can move forward. Otherwise we're stuck back holding, so like having a tent peg holding down your shirt while you're trying to run ahead in life. You're never going to get very far if something's attached you to the past. Now the past all happens for a reason. There's always two sides to every card, as they say. So remembering these events, we simply just need to change the association we have with the event rather than nulling out the event entirely. We don't want to suppress stuff that happens in our life. We need to process it. Everything has an emotional attachment, and that is emotion, in motion, meaning we need to feel into it, allow it to pass, acknowledge it, and then release it. Feel it without the story that we attach to it. Now this requires some sort of energetic work and really tapping in to memories that are affecting you today. Really, the memories are always going to be there. It obviously happened, but we don't have to have a negative emotional charge associated to it. We can simply heal it with the love energy, the divine force, the source that started everything. So what we do is we literally transform the emotional charge to the memory. And when you become aware of things blocking you, you can release them, and set them free. It is simply about shedding light onto the darkness. And once you've put a torch onto anything in a spooky dark room, it's not so scary anymore, is it? So therefore, deepening intimacy with yourself means acknowledging your reactions to life. There's going to be an initial reaction. Perhaps you're angry at someone, maybe you're blaming at someone, maybe you feel hurt. But wait, stop right there. That's the first stage. It's okay to have any emotion. However, when we use these triggering events to deepen our self-awareness, there is gold inside. So we go beneath that and ask ourselves, but why? Where is that anger coming from? What is that relating to that reminds you of the past? What are you craving in life from other people that perhaps you didn't receive in your younger years? Really getting to know yourself, sitting with the emotion and holding it in your heart and just being. Closing your eyes and feeling into that emotion with compassion. Like hold your heart like you would any dear young being that had hurt themselves, or anyone that you loved that was not feeling so great. Give yourself the love and compassion and watch the emotion melt away and the insight rise. Once we get out of our thinking mind, we tap into our heart more easily, and then we just know. We know we reacted in anger because we felt hurt, because it reminded us of a lifetime of not feeling good enough, or something like that. When we understand that that is the reason we're not feeling worthy, we're not feeling capable, we're not feeling enough, there are many things it could represent, then we can look at that and ask the same question again. Is that really true? And the answer is always going to be no, because you are a magnificent child of the universe and nothing is going to change that. The only thing that you are responsible for is shedding the layers that are blocking that magnificence, that light that naturally glows from your heart once you remove these layers of conditioning. So therefore I challenge you to be mindful of your reactions, of life circumstances, your issues, anything where you feel victim. Decide in that moment to choose empowerment. Choose to take responsibility and be empowered for your results, because once you are aware of that, you have control over your emotions. You get to choose who stresses you out. You get to choose what upsets you. And that is a powerful place to come from. If other people are responsible for your happiness, you have no control. You have given your power and all of your energy to another party, and you're never going to be able to create your own reality or live your best life when we blame others for how we feel. Let's wrap this up and we'll see you on the next one. Have fun with self-awareness, self-analysis. Just bring some awareness to your days simply by asking yourself, what else could this mean? Good luck, guys. See you next time.